Okay, guys, it's gonna be Oklahoma City. It's time to review the Oklahoma City Finals. So, what do we think about them? They're good. They're, as far as the results are concerned, I think that it got the best. I think out of all 6 of the City Finals results, I think it was between the obstacles and between the number of completions, the number of fails. I think it got just a good amount of where you got obviously 5 clears, which is enough clears to say like, yeah, they cleared, like it's a reward that you clear, as opposed to like it's not like everybody cleared or something. But it's not but it's also a amount where it's like nobody's cleared. So like when someone clears, you're like like it's one of those things where you don't have no clears. It's something where you get a good amount where you get the success and you get enough failures. And also what I enjoy is that the Ninja Killer, which is the 8th obstacle, yeah, it wasn't really the cutoff. Yeah, like 2 competitors who fell there made it into like the top 12, but overall, really nobody who fell there besides the women, Barclay and Taylor Almond, moved on to Vegas. Other than, I think it was like Kendall or Tez, I think was the name, and I forgot the other one. I just don't know the other one. Other than that Kendall guy and the other guy, I don't know his name. Everybody, everybody made it to Snapback, and the 5 of them finished. So it's something you got to consider there, that there is gonna be but yet overall, Crazy Clocks took out more ninjas than any other obstacle, which is an interesting statistic to know. I feel like I don't know if there's ever been an episode like that where, other than I think Seattle, which we'll get to next episode, I don't think there's really been an episode where the cutoff was not where the most ninjas fell. I'm really trying to think, but I just can't think of another. And I know 1 or 2 ninjas did move on. I'm aware of that. But in the scheme of things, I don't know. That's an interesting statement. I guess we could make the same thing with Seattle, and I guess maybe I will. But that's a pretty interesting statistic, especially since it's the back half. Sometimes the front half you can kind of see how it's like that obstacle is just tricky, but this is like, it's interesting. It's like one of those ones where that goes to tell you how many people made it to the back half. But that's kind of what you want with these city competitions. That's what these first 3 episodes have really done nicely, is that they've gotten a majority to the back half. It's you see, a good city finals when you get a bunch of people in the back half, because if you see a bunch of people, you don't want to. It's cool to see full runs. That's not my point. Don't show full runs, but it's cool to see the back half. You kind of tune into the city finals to see what the back half course is like, to see what it's like, who can complete it, what's the scenario. What's not fun is when you get half the field going out in the front half, but that's still interesting in the sense where it's like it could build a dynamic. But it was past seasons, it could sometimes get boring when you got like only like 15 ninjas, or like, here's how I either say it. Either have a bunch of people in the back half, or not that much. Because like, I feel like the episodes that are the most boring are those episodes where it's like just the amount of people move on. It's not, so it's like the you want to get a good ratio, and it's so hard with these courses to know like how many people you want to finish, how many people you think will because will finish? How many people you think will get to that certain obstacle? Because you never know. You know, for all the producers could have known, it's like, what if Daniel Gill, Kid Owhadi, any of these big names tripped up, which Matthew Day did, you know, Coconut Climb. But, you know, the design of the course is in the scenario of not what if, it's the opposite. It's not what if this ninja trips up. It's if these ninjas get there. ANW does not look at what if scenarios. They look at if Daniel Gill was on this obstacle, can you complete it? They need, you know what I mean? The producers look at the courses in the sense of, do they think these certain competitors can do it? Not saying it was like, well, I'm hoping that one of the big names trip up so that we don't have a lot of finishers. That's not what they do. They don't look at these courses and say they hope that something slips up. No, they make it difficult so that they don't have to hope. They just know that it's difficult. And so that's why it's tricky. You know, that, and it'll really come into play in next week and then Baltimore of those whole producer things. And, you know, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'd suggest, like, I'm sure you guys, you know, mostly seen the episodes, these episodes, and I have too. You know, I've seen all episodes and I have my opinion on it. I'm going to share my overall opinion when I get done with these reviews. But overall, again, Snapback, real, like, Crazy Clocks, I really like. I was there in Miami. Like, I went to live taping in Miami. So I was there to witness the Crazy Clocks in action for its debut season. And it's a really cool obstacle, and it's really exciting to see come back, especially, and then they made it better without that middle ledge piece, because I remember I was there when, you know, all these that's what made the Miami Crazy Clocks not that good, in my opinion, is because it didn't really show the difficulty of the actual clocks itself, because you got half the majority, not even half, because I'm just trying to think about the ninjas who fell in at first clock, and that's because nobody fell in the second clock. So it's either you fall in the first clock or you fall in the midsection, and that was pretty much everyone. You know, R.J. Roman, Casey Saki, Michael Johnson. I mean, Neil Craver landed it, but then he fell back. So due to the ledge, you gotta really understand it's the ledge. So it's like, make it so that you could put more emphasis on the clocks to prove how difficult the clocks are. And it really is difficult, because in Miami, the story of that night was the cannonball drop. I was there. So I was there when I saw Kevin Carbone, Jessica Clayton's run. I'm getting so off top. But yeah, Jessica Clayton's run was like so hard. So yeah, it's basically, the bottom line is it's so exciting to really see how difficult it is, because I feel like watching Miami wasn't that difficult, because you only saw 14 and 5 made it, so only took out 9 competitors. But it's kind of interesting seeing, instead of 9, you're seeing like 9, not 19, but like 20, 22. So instead, it takes out 12. I don't know the exact number, but I know that 10 people, I think, made it. Yeah, I think 11 people made it past Crazy Clocks, but remember, one of them was Daniel Gill, so 2 ninjas who fell in the Crazy Clocks couldn't move on. So I think it's kind of interesting. I think there was like I think there's a good amount in it. And what's so crazy is in an episode where there's a lot of ninjas who make it to the back half, they're still able to crank in, 2 ninjas who made it, who fell on the Coconut Climb, one of them being Matthew Day. So obviously that was important. But they showed a run who you'd think would be featured in the qualifying course, but instead the finals, and Rick Hinnick, he owns a company. I mean, it was a sad story with his baby dying and stuff. Tragedy for Triumph. Coconut Climb, same place he fell in qualifying. But I think the story of the night, honestly, was the women. woman making it to the back half, and it's all due. I'm not even gonna say it's all due to the women's rule, because I mean there were four. This field of women were strong to begin with, because four of them made in top 15 or top 30. Sorry, but the most ironic thing is, as a surprise, out of nowhere in qualifying in left field, Madeline McNeil actually got the top spot. I know that's so crazy to think. She wasn't even shown, and she was the top woman in qualifying. Which I'm totally fine not showing her, because it's like, what is she, other than getting the coconut climb the fastest, she technically, besides getting there the fastest, she had this, she fell at the same exact spot as Taylor Allman. Taylor Allman, Barclay Stokett, Maggie Thorne, and Karen Wilton. She made it the same obstacle, and I don't even think she went as far as Barclay Stokett and Taylor Allman, Maggie Thorne. So it's kind of like, I get it. But then for the finals, ironically, the top woman of qualifying was the worst woman in the finals, which goes to show the big separation of skill. That's like genuinely, not speed, skill. Because speed's all good and stuff, but I think in the long run you need the skill. And that the whole skill versus speed thing is going to really come into play later this season. But I'll get to that later. So overall, I think it was a good City Finals episode. And it actually stays with the theme of I should say LA Finals I don't think was better than LA qualifying. But other than that, Atlanta and this episode stick with that sort of theme of being better than their qualifying counterpart. One more thing. Daniel Gill, he went fastest time. Kid Owhadi, second fastest time. Power Tower, Kid Owhadi won. Pulled through, won. I want Kid Owhadi to win, just in the sense it's like, he's the kid. I kind of gotta root for him, because I'm, like, I feel like I can relate to him a lot, because, like, he's the kid, and I'm a kid wanting to be a ninja. But at the same time, I feel like with the kid, like, they've just been praising him so much, and yet they haven't really showed any of his, like, I feel like they've, in a way, they've made Big Red seem like a bigger super fan than they did Kid Owhadi in both the seasons. All they did with Kid, all they did was, say, he's the kid, he's the future, he's been training 6 years or something, He's really good. He's really good. He's really good. He's really good. And he backs it up. Because, I'd rather show more of him as a, teenager, practicing footage, proving that he's a super fan, because him on the course proves that he's good. You're not I hope, the producers know by, graining in our minds that Kid Owhadi's so good, that does nothing. You could tell me right now that, you could say any ninja's so good in the starting line. I wouldn't care. For all I you know what I mean? I might not know who this ninja is, and they say, oh, he's super good. I still wouldn't care. I'm like, he's super good? Oh, sure. It's his skill on the course that's going to prove it. So, basically, they've done nothing, in my book. Because, to me, to do something, especially with someone they build up as a super fan, and I know he is. I know very much. Kid Owhadi is a super fan. But it's one of those things where it's I feel like they need to show more of him as, I'm not doubting that he was a super fan, but as a show aspect, I never really paid attention when they're oh, he's so good. When he was in Dallas last year, nobody knew who he was, and they're he's so good. Obviously, I saw him on Team Ninja vs. Ninja. I knew he was fast and probably good. But it's as far as how he can do on the show, prove it to me. But the way they were building it up was they're really hinting at him doing 60. Can you imagine building up Kid Owhadi in Dallas qualifying, and then he falls in the second, third obstacle, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do kids like that when they're like. But they're really building him up, and like obviously knowing how he goes, he did good. But then when you really think about Big Red as a season overall, you gotta really wonder. It's like, I mean, why didn't they do that with Big Red? Seth Rogers. It really makes you kind of interesting. It's an interesting thought. I guess maybe because if, I don't know. That's a really interesting question I think I brought up. It's like, what? I get it. There's all different things, kid. I think kids overall are better than me. But why are we talking about Seth Rogers versus Kid Owhadi? Like, why did this come in? It really didn't. I think if you really wanted to have this conversation, we'd probably say this in the season finale. I don't think it's a good conversation to just bring up now. It's like, versus the 19-year-old sensation of last season versus the 19 sensation from this season. It's not really, I guess, fair to bring it up just yet. Because there's no reason to bring this interesting question. And then, of course, Daniel Gill. I already said, he looks good, of course. He always looks good. I don't think he's ever, like, I don't think in the show's history has he ever had a run where he's genuinely done bad. Like, where he's genuinely slipped. He's genuinely, like, I think the worst run he's ever had was probably lost last year in Stage 2. But, like, that's Stage 2. I mean, and he's fallen on Stage 2 a bunch of times, but, like, I don't think any of it, besides last season in Stage 2, he's never had a season on Stage 2 or ANW period where he's like genuinely slipped. He's genuinely, bad. He always just looks good on the course. And even in Stage 2, the two obstacles he did complete, I mean, he looked good on the course. He went fast. And again, that goes also to another part. It's like skill versus speed, which is kind of gonna really pay in great dividends. It's so hard doing these reviews, knowing what happened. I just want to save all these things for a separate video, and it's just so hard to do it. So yeah, stay tuned for more videos coming right at you.